Okay, Casey.
Wonderful. I was seeing we have one. All right, there we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Casey Baytall. I'm an executive director of undergraduate admissions here at PennWest. And on behalf of our strategic enrollment management division, my colleague Amanda Miller, director of admissions and transfer lead, and our transfer admissions team at PennWest, who you will meet shortly, I want to thank you for joining us this morning to have hopefully a large cup of coffee or hot tea and getting a chance to connect with us and our transfer team. I'm excited to introduce to you this morning Dr. John Anderson, who became president of Pennsylvania Western University on July 1st, bringing a wealth of experience in his roles as provost and vice president of academic affairs at Southern Utah University and Middle Georgia State University. He and his family have quickly become a part of our communities, and he has shown us his deep commitment to enhancing the educational experiences of our students and supporting our workforce needs. President Anderson joins us this morning to welcome you and share his vision of PennWest and dedication to the transfer experience. Dr. Anderson.
Thank you very much, Casey. And I am honored to be here with you and welcome you to this great institution of which many of us are a part. I do want to begin by thanking each of you as transfer counselors for the work that you do. I personally know how important that work is. If someone were to sneak around and look at my transcript from my undergraduate bachelor's degree, they'd find credits from 4 different universities. And so I was in some of your offices as a student, figuring out what was next and what that path might be to a final degree. And that included some correspondence courses. This is back in the day when online was not a thing yet and the internet was not real. And we mailed assignments back and forth. And I thought it was incredibly efficient when I could finally fax something. So I remember those days well. And thank you for your work as transfer counselors to help students make this transition. I want to begin by just reviewing what PennWest is. We are in our 3rd year of existence. We started July 1st, 2022. It's an integrated university of 3 former campuses in Edinburgh, Clarion, and California. We also, we believe, are one of the largest providers of online education in Western Pennsylvania. We're the 2nd largest public institution of higher education in Western Pennsylvania. And we are serious about elevating the educational experience for those who live in Western Pennsylvania. This integration has really created an institution that is much more financially stable. We are expanding the student opportunities everywhere we possibly can, both on campus and in the face-to-face environment. We had a lot of people, this work happened before I got here, but we had a lot of people, including many on this call, who worked on creating one academic program array across all 3 campuses and online. And so students across multiple campuses, no matter which campus they're on, can have access to lots of degree programs, a significantly higher number of faculty and course offerings than they could if they were on any individual campus alone. We're also expanding our on-campus experience for students who live on campus and creating flexible options for students who commute or are online to participate wherever possible. We are lucky to have a world-class faculty in each of our disciplines and an incredible supportive staff. We have about 1,300 employees across all of PennWest who work every day to make sure that students get the education that they're hoping to have and are prepared for the opportunities to contribute once they complete. One of the unique benefits of a PennWest degree is it connects our alumni our graduates to 200,000 alumni around the world who attended this institution. And we are working on ways with our Alumni Association to deepen that integration so students will have mentors earlier in their career and be prepared to make connections upon graduation. I do want you to know at PennWest, we also have a significant value we place on the associate's degree and building community college partners. Our relationship with you is that our hope is that they will finish with you first and come here prepared to finish the rest of their bachelor's degree. And we will continue to work diligently to make sure that that transition is as smooth as possible. as you all and us have a shared common purpose to create a well-educated workforce that benefits all Pennsylvanians, particularly those in Western Pennsylvania. We do know also, as you consider the workforce gap, there are many people who, once they finish a degree, a bachelor's degree, after an associate's degree, their opportunities for earning and career advancement are significantly higher, and their ability to help sustain local economies is increased. So these partnerships between the community colleges and PennWest are critically important because our footprint is very similar. Today, you're going to hear about a new tool that we're implementing that I've seen it implemented in other institutions, and it's a fantastic tool to help students see the path to a bachelor's degree. This tool is the DegreeWorks Transfer Equivalency, and you'll see how a student can plan their program of study at your institution and then plan how those credits would transfer straight into PennWest and build upon that experience they've had with you to the point they can get a bachelor's degree and possibly transition into a master's degree with us as well. So I welcome you. You'll also hear today about fall open houses and some websites that'll give you lots of more information. But I welcome you, and I wanted you to hear from me that we consider you valuable partners and are willing to do anything we can to make the transition from your students from your institution to PennWest as seamless and smooth as possible. So with that, I'll give that brief introduction. I'm glad to field any questions or turn it back over to the team, whatever you prefer, Casey.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I appreciate you being here. If anyone of our partners here on the screen have questions, please let us know. Great. Amanda will take it from here. And if you need to go, John, feel free to do so, or stay with us.
I'll sign off to get on to some other things, but thank you so much, team. It's great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. We hope you have your, like Casey said, your cup of coffee or sitting up to your computer comfortably. And we're so happy to have you with us this morning. We do have some information for you today that we are excited to share with you. Elaine, I do see that you have your hand raised. So if you want to go ahead and ask your question, go ahead.
I just wanted to follow up with what the president was saying about the DegreeWorks for the transfer equivalency thing. If I don't know if you're going to elaborate on that, but I would love to hear more about what that is.
Absolutely, Elena. We will be showing, Kaylee's going to share a demo of the tool with us a little bit later on in the session. So we'll be able to dive into it a little bit more so you'll understand exactly how it works and where you can retrieve that tool. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and admit we have a couple more folks coming in. Anyway, I'd like to start off by doing some introductions of our team, some of whom you already know you've been working with over the years, some who are quite new to our team and we're excited to introduce. My name is Amanda Miller. I'm acting manager of admissions for the California campus and transfer admissions lead. And we'll go ahead and start with Kara. Kara, if you'd like to tell a little bit about yourself, which community colleges you partner with.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kara Kaufman. I'm one of the assistant directors of admission here at the Clarion campus. And my recruiting territory for transfers are all the BC3 locations, as well as CCBC.
Thank you, Kara. Sarah, would you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'm one of the brand new faces with PennWest. I just started in August. So we're still kind of hashing out exactly what my territory is going to be, but I'm very excited to be working with everyone.
Great. Thank you, Sarah. Kevin, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Thanks, Amanda. Kevin Eggleston. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions responsible for the undergraduate global online program. So happy to see all of you here, and we'll have some additional information in a little bit.
Great. Thank you. Who do we have on next? Melissa.
Hello, everyone. Melissa Sobag, Assistant Director of Transfer Admissions at the California campus. I work with WCCC in all of their centers, And I also assist Kara from time to time with Beaver Community College as well.
Thank you, Melissa. And Kaylee.
Good morning, Kaylee Gamwetza, Assistant Registrar, specific to transfer credit and university partnerships. So nice to be with you today. I know I recognize many of your names, so I look forward to demoing DWTE for you all. And no, that is not a newscast. Stay tuned.
It sounds like it. I was you know, really messed it up for the first couple of times, but I think we're good now. Can everyone go ahead and see our slideshow okay?
Yes, looks
Yep.
good.
All right, perfect. All right, so Pennsylvania Western, we're here to provide your students with a seamless transfer. And resume slideshow. Here we go. So we are made up of, as Dr. Anderson had said, we are made up of 3 campuses, Clarion, Edinburgh, and California, which allows for more expert faculty, greater opportunity for mentorship through our programs like peer mentoring, our alumni. Students are already engaging on different campuses through homecoming. California has a storm watch. They go out west and they chase tornadoes, and we had students from each of the campuses participating in it. So this really allows for collaboration and growth, and obviously to meet lifelong friends and a college experience that is above all else. We have over 100 degree programs, and right now we're sitting around 11,000 with our undergraduate, global online, and graduate students. We do, for those who plan to come to campus face to face, have over 300 clubs and organizations, anywhere from Japanese animation to esports to more traditional social Greek fraternities and sororities, academic honorary clubs. We represent just over 50 states and 61 countries, and of course, over 180,000 living alumni. We do take a modern approach to our education. This is very new and up and coming. We're very proud to present different ways of learning, different methods of learning. Of course, we do have our traditional in-person learning, which is face-to-face with a faculty member. And then we offer blended degrees. This is what allows experts from one campus to teach on across all campuses. This is our blended degree, which combines traditional in-person with online educational programs, and which Kevin will talk about shortly. We offer 100% online degree programs and certificates. We have 3 different colleges throughout the university: the College of Education, Arts and Humanities, the Colleges of Health Sciences and Human Services, and the College of Science, Technology, and Business. All right, so I'm going to turn this over to Melissa, who is one of the counselors for for California. So I'll go ahead and go through the different majors, and then if you want to provide some updates, Melissa. All right, so here are some of the top transfer majors. We did a study last year to get a better profile of where our students are transferring in from. And so we found that the top majors for California are business, pre-K through 4, psychology, criminal justice, secondary education, social work, sport management, biology, computer information systems, and sociology. Some of our more unique majors that we offer at the California campus in particular: mechatronics engineering. We do offer a robotics associate's degree, but those students involved in technology at your campus may choose to continue with their degree in mechatronics engineering. Physical therapy assistant, veterinary technology. Everyone loves to visit the facilities because that's where all the beagles and cats and bunnies. I think Kevin adopted a bunny last year. So yeah, we're really excited about those facilities. And digital media technology. oh, excuse me, and commercial music technology. Melissa?
So hello again. Before I get started, I just wanted to say, if you haven't been to the California campus before, we invite all of you to come and visit anytime to see our Riverside Rural Campus, and to please bring any students that would also be interested, as well as visiting. So yeah, just to elaborate on some of those top majors that we do offer and that we work closely with our transfer students. The business world, falls under a lot of different fields, including the accounting, economics, the finance, human resources, management, and marketing. You also can specialize, in event planning, intelligent enterprise, or parks and recs and management. Many of our students work closely with Disney World, with the event planning and the parks and recreation management, which is a very popular program. They work closely with Dr. Susan Ryan, who is our chairperson of that program, and it's an awesome experience for them to partake in. Also, what I like about our business majors is our faculty are bringing in their real world experience. It's not only classroom. They have been out in the business world, and they're bringing that expertise to our students. And we know that the business world is about creating contacts, and getting involved with our alumni that are out in the corporation field. And we like to make sure that our students have the opportunity to speak with them and make those contacts early on. So when it comes time to doing those internships and those field experiences, they already know someone, and it's very easy for here at PennWest for our faculty to pick up that phone and say, hey, I have a student here that would be great for this internship, and they'll have that connection. And most of our business internships are paid as well, which I love to say. So not only are they getting the credits, but they're also getting a paid internship too. As you know, the pre-K through 4 education here at PennWest, California, we started out as a teacher's college, and our students get involved right away into that classroom experience. So I believe it's our second semester. They're already starting in the field, seeing what the classroom is about. And I definitely think, students need to see that side very early on, because we think sometimes teaching is so easy. We're off all summer. We get all the breaks, but they need to see all those students interacting together. So if they know early on, oh, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Or maybe they might say, oh, okay, this wasn't what I wanted to do. And then they have time to change that major. But also, we host one of the largest education job fairs every year in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, where the students are able to get hired right on the spot. So that's a really nice feature for our education majors as well. For our psychology students, again, all of them can conduct research on their own and closely with a faculty mentor. And many of them present at national conferences. For our criminal justice majors, this is great for students, looking to maybe possibly work in that law enforcement, state police agencies, correctional facilities. Again, most of our faculty have that background, whether it's in law enforcement, whether it's in homeland security, whether it's in cybersecurity, bringing that expertise into the classroom. And for our students looking to do the secondary ed side, as Amanda mentioned, we have the concentrations in art, biology, chemistry, English, health. The physical education is offered at our Edinburgh campus only, mathematics, the general sciences, social studies, and tech ed. Again, getting that experience right away within their field. And for our social work students, this is a very popular program with our Westmoreland County Community College partner school. We have a very seamless transfer process for our students looking to go into social work. But what's nice about this field as well is our students will have the opportunity to complete, again, another full-time internship during their final semester in the program, allowing them to get that experience and also maybe have a career path set up for them before they graduate from PennWest. Sport management, one of the unique programs that we offer here at the California campus is a concentration in professional golf management, which focuses on the business and operational aspects of the golf industry. It's great that, Oakmont Country Club has the major golf tournament, PGA tournament for our students to participate in, to be involved with, to see that side of things on the promotion side or on the sport marketing side, the facility side. So our students are working all over the United States' beautiful fields for golfing. And then biology, again, broken down into 4 different concentrations: molecular biology, biotechnology, mortuary science, pre-medical sciences, and pre-vet. Students, again, will have that opportunity to participate in independent research, which is very important in this field, and also closely with faculty members working on their research as well, and presenting these findings at national conferences. I think it makes them look a little different when they're applying, whether it's to graduate school or to medical school, that look what I have worked on as an undergrad student, which is basically graduate work level to me doing this research, and also having that opportunity to work closely with the faculty that are working on different types of research as well. Computer information systems. I always tell students, when you're interested in this field, you're going to have no problem finding a job. We are run by computers in this world. We're ABET accredited, and the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics has said that the computer system analyst is one of the fastest growing occupations in the nation. So if we have students interested in that field, again, they will have no problem finding a job before they graduate from PennWest. And then sociology works hand in hand with our social work, or if they just want to do straight sociology, they have that opportunity to have a concentration either in the human services and the social deviance. And our graduates are working in fields such as, public health, education, and criminal justice. And then just to add to those unique programs, the mechatronics engineering, PennWest, California is proud to be the first to offer this mechatronics degree program within the PASHE system. A lot of times people are not quite sure, what is mechatronics? It's a combination of computers, mechanical, and electrical engineering. This field is allowing our students to work in careers for engineering, design, and manufacturing industries. What's great about this field too is students get to work and create a 2-semester senior project for businesses to use and nonprofit organizations. They're going to use what our students are creating. It's very intense, but it's also just a wonderful experience for these students to have, and an opportunity for this project to be used by a business or a nonprofit organization. And then for our PTA students, just know, I always like to state that we only permit, it's a very intense program, 26 students are admitted into the program, and they have to have at least a 2.75 GPA or higher to be eligible for the program. So I say sometimes to students, yes, you may have that 2.75, but that 26 student may have had a 2.76. So, but what's nice is our faculty will work with you if you did not get in, to maybe try to see some other avenues and to get you in maybe the next semester for that program. And then lastly, digital media technology. What's nice about this program is students can either choose between an associate's track or a bachelor's track. And students get to design and print applications on the computer. We have 5 different labs on campus for our students to utilize within this field. It's equipped with the latest multimedia design hardware. And they also get to work not only within the campus on different projects, maybe our student government wants to advertise for something. So our digital media students are going to help them and assist them with that. But they also get to work with people outside of the campus too on different creations that they may be looking for. So again, what you're hearing from me is our students have the opportunities to really work in their field, to get immersed into it, to get that experience that they need, to have these great resume points for themselves. So when it comes time to finding those jobs, they can bat off everything that they have experienced at PennWest and the great education that they have received. So happy again to share more with you at any time. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Kara, to talk, or maybe back to Amanda, I'm sorry, to talk a little bit about the PennWest programs at Clarion University.
Nope, Kara's great to go ahead. I'll move to her slide. Kara, I'll let you go ahead and announce your majors if you'd like.
Sure. So good morning again, everybody. I'm happy to highlight our programs that we found as top transfer programs here at the Clarion campus. I'll let Amanda start pulling those in for us here. So the allied health program, what we see primarily with our transfers is on that associates track for our allied health program that is available here at Clarion as well as global online. That allied health program we see mostly as like that entry level allied health leadership management, maybe medical sales role. A lot of the science-based majors that feel that they want to do healthcare, but not necessarily nursing, but they don't want to do pre-med, allied health is a nice option for them. And we see a lot of transfers that are successful going into that route and then actually transitioning into our bachelor's degree for allied health leadership. Nursing, our ASN as well as our BSN program or top feeder or top transfer programs here at Clarion. We're very happy to say that our ASN program is now housed here at Clarion. So we not only have our 4-year program that we have had at Clarion for a number of years, we now have our 2-year program here as well for all our transfer students. We do have a very nice transfer policy with our nursing major. So for the ASN, I know a lot of you are used to working with me with our BSN program and what those requirements are. For ASN, there's a little bit more wiggle room for our transfers. So it's a nice way, if they don't qualify necessarily for BSN, that ASN is a really nice option. So for ASN, the required GPA is a cumulative 2.75. So a little bit more manageable for our students that want to do nursing, but are not meeting that 3.0 GPA. We still look at their sciences, so bios, chems, and math classes to see if they will meet still that rigorous coursework of nursing, but still nursing, both our ASN and BSN programs have fall starts. I always have transfer students that are like, can I just start like in the spring or in the winter? What we usually do for them is bring them in as an undeclared student with a nursing tag internally that we see, and we let them maybe take care of some gen eds that are required for the program. And then we can transfer them into that nursing specific coursework in the fall. So psychology, like Melissa stated, is also a top program at, I believe all 3 of our campuses, but psychology is one of those great majors. We do see a lot of transfers that jump onto this one. Our faculty is amazing that goes through all of this coursework with them. And a lot of our faculty here still do practice in those fields. So it's wonderful that we have experts in their fields right there alongside of our students practicing their craft and teaching them all the ins and outs. So it is a really neat program to jump into as a transfer student as well. And all of your coursework at all of your institutions blend in very nicely with continuing on here at Clarion and at PennWest. Accounting, one of those nice business under that umbrella, business major with accounting. We see a lot of our transfer students that are business majors at one of your sending institutions and are hammering out which area they want to land in. Accounting, we found, is one of our top ones here at Clarion. Our faculty here have been very good about having transfer students sit in on their classes to make sure that is exactly the field they want to go into and not maybe branch out into one of the other ones. But it is a really nice internship opportunity as well with our accounting program and all the faculty and staff that set that up for them. So as Melissa said, all three of us started as education schools, right? That was our bread and butter as we started. So it is really cool that pre-K through 4 education here at Clarion. I'm biased. I was an ed major here at Clarion, and I loved being an education major here. Stevens Hall, which is our education building here, you walk in there and that is the feel you get when you walk in there, is your old school building. So it is really cool to go in there. All our pre-K through 4 elementary based programs, they have rooms set up in that manner. So the students really get to be immersed in that lifestyle, in that coursework before we do get them out into the classrooms. As Melissa said, our education department is fantastic in getting our students out early. It's no more like, okay, you're sitting in the classroom and you don't get out into the classroom until block and student teaching in your last year. And then of course you hit that and you're like, maybe I didn't want to do this. So it's fantastic that we're getting them out sooner. I have student workers here in admissions that are education majors that start going out right away. They've been having experiences since their first year, which is fantastic. And as transfer students, they get that as well. They seamlessly come in as ed majors and we get them right out and going. Medical imaging. So that is one of our big programs here at Clarion. Medical imaging is only available here at our Clarion location. So on campus, we have concentrations in medical imaging for ultrasound as well as radiologic technology. How this program works, it's a 2+2. So typically, if you are a traditional first-year student, they would have 2 years here on campus and then 2 years at a clinical facility. What we're seeing with transfers is a lot of their coursework, gen eds, what have you, have been completed. So they are able to come in and just complete the medical imaging required major-based courses here and have been able to jump into their clinical time sooner, which is really, really cool. So they don't necessarily have to be here on campus for a whole 2 years. It may just be a year where they're trying to finish up coursework required in order to go into that clinical facility. We have a number of clinical facilities around Northwestern Pennsylvania. We do have one, I believe, up in New York, one down in South Carolina. So there are various locations to choose from. A lot of students like to look at the ones that may be close to home. So then they can live at home and don't have to worry about that expense in order to do their last couple of years of clinical experience. And then Kevin, I'm sure we'll go into, we do have medical imaging concentrations that are global online programs as well. Those are more based for those that are already have a degree and are licensed that are looking to finish up their bachelor's degree. Communication studies. We have some majors that some students that come into our communication as well as our speech path programs. Those are pretty popular here. With those programs, we have a number of opportunities to work in our clinic here that is located on. Students love going in and working with a number of different age ranges from kiddos up to adults. So it is a really nice opportunity for them to have right here on campus a clinic that they get to utilize on a daily basis to complete their coursework. Business, that all inclusive, business umbrella that we have here. So we do have a 2-year program where I do see a lot of transfers come in as our business administration. So just be aware, business administration is our associates program. Students like to get click happy when they're doing the application and see business right away and click on that. And that is our 2-year program. But then we have those concentration areas of management, accounting, economics, finance, what have you. We do have integrated business as well, which I've seen a lot of students gravitate towards. It gives kind of a broader scope for them. If they don't want to funnel directly into finance management, accounting, things like that, that integrated business major is a really nice way for them to kind of get their feet wet in a number of different areas. Secondary ed. So that one's mine. I was a secondary ed major here, so I love doing that here. A lot of our transfers who begin their coursework at your institutions have a really good foundation as they come into our ed programs. So a little bit different from our early childhood LED, right? So, but secondary is a really nice way to get, when you come in as a transfer for secondary, you have to get your coursework that is required for either science, English, math, or history. So a lot of your sending institutions have a good setup and a good starting point for them to get some of those required coursework, major-based classes in before they get to us. So then we're kind of finishing up those required elements here along with their education classes, and then can get them out in the classroom. So our unique programs here at Clarion. So exercise science, nutrition, and fitness. I love talking about this program. It is really cool. We see a lot of students that may have been a nutrition-based major at another institution that want to come here to look deeper into that one. I have a lot of transfers from your sending institutions to start off as bio majors or chem majors, and then had a nutrition class at one of your institutions and really want to delve into nutrition. So they like to come up and see us. Dr. Kim Schwabenbauer, who's one of our lead faculty members in the nutrition and fitness program, is fantastic. She is also the nutritionist for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's really cool to go talk with her. She is fabulous. When I say I have a student here that's a transfer that wants to come in and sit in on one of your classes, she has been very willing and open to bringing any one of my transfers in so they can hear what it's all about. Because of course it's the exercise science and nutrition portion of it. So they get the best of both worlds, but it is really cool to have all of our faculty here that is in that program really get immersed into that lifestyle and are practicing in those areas to talk to our students about. Allied health leadership. So I touched on that a little bit when we talked about the allied health program. So like I said before, that top transfer program for allied health is the associates program that's located here at Clarion. Allied Health Associates is also available online, and then the Allied Health Leadership is available online as well. That's the bachelor's program that can get you, springboarded into healthcare fields in management, medical sales, education. So that's a nice transfer program for our students that, like I said before, want to be in healthcare, but not be a nurse, not be on the patient side, but want to be in that healthcare arena. Strategic communication. So our communication majors here are fantastic. They do a wonderful job for us here. We have a couple comm majors here in our admissions building as student workers. They do a great job. They have wonderful opportunities here on campus for the students to work in the radio station, as well as they have internships available on campus. They work in our Tippin Gymnasium to do announcing for all of the sports events that happen. They get to work the cameras, they get to work all of the equipment that's available in the AV rooms during games at Tippin. One of my student workers, actually, who is a communications major, as a freshman last year, got to go cover part of the Final Four NCAA. So it's really cool. They have wonderful opportunities for all of our students here for a comm major. Sustainability and climate science. So that's one of our concentrations under our chemistry major, or our environmental science major, excuse me. We do have wonderful environmental science professors here. Dr. Turner is fantastic. It's always interesting when we're very close to, if you haven't seen Clarion or visited Clarion, I invite you to come see us. We are your small college town, and we are very nicely located by the Clarion River and a lot of wooded areas and Cook Forest. So it's a lot of fun. You always get to see the environmental students walking down past us over the hill, down to the woods or towards the Clarion River to do all of their studies. So they do fabulous work here. We have a pollination garden right next to our science technology building, where they get to manage and get to work on that as well. So it is a really cool opportunity for them. Human service and rehab. So kind of like that allied health one where you're like, I want to do, this field, but not be totally in that field. So the human services and rehab is a really nice one. I've had a lot of transfer students who start out as strictly management majors, but want to go kind of more into that kind of healthcare side. So that's what has them gravitate in towards that human service and rehab major. We do a great job here at all of our locations to make sure how your coursework comes in seamlessly. And they do a good job here with our rehab program to get them immersed in that and have a lot of internships opportunities for them as well in that field. I think that was it for my Clarion ones. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, now on to Edinburgh. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure the majority of you do. Edinburgh is in the northwestern part of Pennsylvania. It's a picturesque lakeside community, and it's just a short drive south of Erie, Pennsylvania. And it's pretty close to Buffalo, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. So it's a blend of that small town charm and with access to urban amenities. And we've had a lot of nice things going on as far as building updates, including the Baron Fornes Library. The goal of the renovation was to create a student-focused space, and it's blending that private and collaborative study space, but it's also centralized in the campus community. So what the renovations included were 28 group study rooms that include screen sharing technologies. There's modern furnishings and natural lighting. So this is really a great new space for our students to study and to learn and to really just immerse themselves. Some of the top majors that we pulled for our transfer students: fine arts and applied media arts. You will find notable alumni Jalil Sadul, who co-founded Steamroller Studios, was the animator for Avatar, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and The Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So we have other notable alumni who have worked on King of the Hill, The Oblong, Star Wars. So fine arts and applied media arts at Edinburgh are quite amazing. Social work is one of those top majors that students, at the undergraduate level, it's an accredited program. They really get that hands-on experience. Business administration, I'm not going to go ahead and repeat what a lot of these, but it would be integrated business for our transfer students going into a bachelor's degree. Media arts, again, outside of the applied media arts, we just have the general media arts. Psychology, applied computing, pre-K through 4th. That seems to be the recurring theme here for all 3 of our campuses, and secondary education, of course. Criminal justice and studio arts. I think what we've already got a visit planned out for Art Day. I think we're thinking about having Beaver County Community Colleges or Butler County. I'm looking at you, Kara. Which campus is coming up to see Edinburgh's art facilities?
BC3 Cranberry.
There we go. Thank you. So we're really excited to work out that visit again so you can take a look at our studios. Some of the more unique majors at the Edinburgh campus would be animation, digital film and photography, aeronautic science. This is an associate's degree, but for those of your students who may be looking for a change in their career path or degree path, aeronautic science is a very unique major for Edinburgh. Exercise physiology, and coming soon, nursing, the associate's degree. So if you have students from the Erie County area who are looking, who maybe, have finished their general education courses or graduated with an associate's degree in something general and still just want to earn an associate's degree as opposed to a bachelor's degree, Edinburgh is coming soon with an ASN. So that is a little bit about the Edinburgh majors. And now we're going to move on to our global online programs. Kevin?
I almost didn't unmute myself. That's just embarrassing, but I caught it. So thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it. If you could just populate all this because it all kind of blends together. Thanks. So as Dr. Anderson pointed out in his remarks, Global Online's been around at CalU, Clarion, Edinburgh campuses for over 20 years. We have a long history in online education. I've been in it a long time, but I never mailed anything to anyone and had them mail it back. So I'm not sure. He must be really old. I don't know what he was talking about. But I'm not going to go over these majors. Unfortunately, criminal justice, I know that it shows up as a top application drawer, but we don't offer it online anymore. It wasn't included as part of the new program array. These other programs, actually, what should be in here is Arabic languages and culture. So exercise science, Arabic language and culture, the two biggest draws, and then everything else kind of falls in place. Business actually is becoming one of the bigger draws when you count all the programs. But here's what I want to tell you about global online education. So last year, well, I mean, over the course of the years, I guess, since fall of 19, we've seen a 30% increase in transfer applications for global online. It has become one of the more popular learning modalities for our transfer students. So we attract a lot of transfer students to the global online. But ironically, it's become a smaller part of what I do because our first year applications in global online have grown 75% since fall of 2019. I think a lot of that has to do, I think you've experienced it too, with the pandemic and students becoming more in tune with online education. So right now, total online enrollment is about 4,000 students. So we're about 35% of the total enrollment of the university. Something that stands out, I think, with our program, well, two things. Number one, and there's been some research done on this. So schools who attach their global online program to a brick and mortar campus, right, tend to have some stronger programs just because of the resources they have available to them. Our global online students have all the same resources available as our brick and mortar students. So, you know, we have an array of tutoring programs, our career services programs, student success coaching professionals who help them through. So a lot of our energies, once we get these students here, are focused on retention and seeing these students through to their degrees. Global online students notoriously stop and start. So they have busy lives, families, other careers, those kinds of things. So we try to provide the most support we can to keep them on track and on target to graduate. So 30% of the university's programs are 100% online. And when we say 100% online, that's what we mean, 100% online and 100% asynchronous. So they don't have to log in at any particular time. Another, I think, strength of our program are our course standards. We have our instructional design staff is fantastic. They use best practices in design of these courses. When students go online and take a course on our learning platform, which is Desire to Learn, things look the same. And you know, then as they log into course shells and faculty content, it seems to have a recurring theme. So it helps them be successful. Let me see, anything else here? I think that about does it. So any other questions? Oh, let me talk a little bit about this. So the RN to BSN program obviously is for nurses who are already practicing professionals, have an RN, either degree or diploma. And it's a fairly popular program. The medical imaging that Kara touched on, I want to touch on that a little bit too. So for our program online, you have to be a practicing professional. You have to be licensed in your particular modality, and you have to have graduated from an accredited program. And what the students do is just get, you know, they take the general education courses actually that they need. And I guess they do some academic clinical courses to get the bachelor's degree. So the allied health programs too are both online for us. You have to, they're considered degree completion. You have to have degrees to get in, or diplomas with the associate degree and the bachelor's degree. So pretty popular, and an opportunity for those that are practicing in the profession to get an advanced degree so that they can go on, and usually promotion is their key. And one other, this down yesterday because I knew that to mention this. But yeah, accelerated program. This is a fantastic opportunity for students to come in and in their last 2 years earn 40% of a graduate degree. So for, you know, exercise science students can come in, or actually anywhere where we have a graduate program attached. Business is another good example. I think it's a 36 credit MBA. So students can take 40% of those 36 credits as an undergrad student, and most importantly, pay undergraduate rates. And then those credits apply to their graduate program. So that is something that we really are stressing with students, and a lot of them seem to be very interested. So the only requirements is that they have a 3.0 grade point average overall, and they have completed 60 credits. So for a transfer student, they do have to put in a semester to get the grade point average. I think we have in other cases allowed or taken a look at their transfer GPA in order to help decide whether or not they could be admitted to those courses. So there you have it. Any questions? Be happy to answer them, and I'll turn it back over to Amanda.
Great. Thank you so much, Kevin. Moving along now, I know the team has already discussed this a lot, but our internships and careers, we do have assigned career coaches for each of our students. For those students who are still exploring, if they earned an associate's degree in a general studies, we do have our career coaches who help them explore their majors and careers. Of course, we help them prepare for interviews, get those internships or participate in capstone experiences, get them geared up for grad school, and of course, get them connected with our alumni. Transfer credit tools. I'd like to bring on Kaylee Gamutza. This is probably what most of you would love to learn about and tune into, but Kaylee, I'm going to ask if you would go ahead and talk about these three, and then I will stop sharing and let you dive into the demo for DWTE. I'll talk about this first part since this is admissions, but basically we do have a courtesy evaluation. It's not something we broadcast widely, but the DWTE tool will really probably replace this courtesy eval. But if your students are still wanting that, you know, real assistance, that hand holding, we will certainly deliver that for your students. And they can email transfer@pennwest.edu for a courtesy evaluation. They do not need to have an application submitted. They just need their unofficial transcript submitted to us. And we will gladly do that for them and provide some counseling on our end on how their credits will transfer. Okay, Lee, I'll let you talk a little bit about PA track, which I'm sure the team already is aware of, and then dive into DWTE.
Okay. All right, so if you don't mind stopping your share so that I can go ahead and share. All right, so before we get into DWTE, I'm going to go ahead and share screen to show you all our new transfer website, because that is where you're essentially going to find all of this great information pertaining to transfer credits and the ability to see what credits will transfer for these students. So on our PennWest.edu admissions transfer website, you're going to be introduced with information pertaining to transfer. And then from there, you're going to see a section that reads transfer your credits. From there, when you click on see what transfers, it will direct you to DWTE. If your students are wanting to have a better understanding of transferring undergraduate credits and maybe inquiring to see transfer equivalencies or information pertaining to the program or to program agreements, and then all that good stuff associated with PA Track, we also provide a link to patrack.org. I know all of you are very familiar with PA Track. We have worked diligently over the course of the last year and a half on building out our new undergraduate catalog equivalencies. So I think you will find that for each student that transfers in the equivalencies that they have, they are brand new. We essentially started from scratch. There are no legacy equivalencies, so this degree works transfer equivalency system is only as good as we have made it. So if by chance you are out there on degree works transfer equivalency and you're not finding equivalencies for your specific institution, do not be afraid to contact me directly. I will provide my contact information in the chat, and we'll make sure that we build out any equivalencies that we might be missing. All right, so to get things started, when your student clicks on how will my credits transfer, they will be introduced to the transfer equivalency self-service for PennWest. They can go about in a couple different ways. They can continue without signing in. If they have an account and want to log into their pre-existing account, which we highly recommend because it has the ability to store all of the credits that they've previously put in, they can go ahead and do so, or they can simply go ahead and start an account with us. For today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and continue without signing in. The students will then choose a specific term that they might be interested in. Obviously, they're going to have a couple different choices because we all know transfer students, they don't always know exactly when they're going to transfer. So for today, we're just going to go ahead and choose Spring 25. It does note here that this is intended for undergraduate use only. That's not to say that in the future we won't have the ability to use this for grad, but for now it's specific to undergrad. The students will choose the specific degree of interest. Today we'll go ahead and go with a Bachelor of Arts. Their intended major, we'll go ahead and choose sociology. We'll go ahead and choose social deviance as the concentration. They can even choose a minor if they so choose. And then it breaks it down in terms of the types of courses that they would like to inquire about, whether it be a specific class or maybe even an exam, such as like AP. So let's go ahead and choose class. And Maria, I am so sorry, but I am going to go ahead and pick on Westmoreland today. Of course. So this then accesses our catalog that is built out in our banner SIS. Each course that you see listed here is also in our banner SIS, and each course is tied to specific attributes that take that specific class, it ties it to an attribute so that it understands where it should place it in a student's audit. I'm only mentioning this for those of you that are probably thinking in the back of your minds, how are you telling this portal to take a class and place it into a specific requirement? So if we go ahead and get started, we'll go ahead and check some English classes. Let's say that your student only knows that it's an ENG course, all right? As you will see here, it's not just referencing ENG courses, it's also pulling up engineering classes. The reason behind that is because it's referencing that ENG and it's associating it with the fact that maybe that student is wanting to know how engineering classes are going to transfer, but they don't know the specific course code. So it's a good thing overall. So let's go ahead and choose the college writing. The student will choose the term that they took the course. If they have not yet taken the class and they're still curious, you know, how the class is going to transfer, they can go ahead and default to specific semesters, specific grades. Westmoreland operates on a semester system, and if we want to add additional courses, which of course most students are going to want to, they're going to go ahead and select here in this box and they'll proceed. Let's look at some sociology courses. Again, a term, credits received. Let's add one more. Let's just do psychology. Okay, so we're done adding for Westmoreland. Go ahead and click proceed. Let's say that your student also took an AP exam. They will have reference to all of the AP exams, which are also, again, tied to attributes that know exactly how to place these courses in specific requirements. Let's go ahead and choose AP Chemistry. Let's say the student got a 4 and they took the course back in May, or the exam. Go ahead and click Done. From there, if they need to make any changes to their My Transfer work, they can still go ahead and do so. This little pencil to the right is how they can edit the exam. If they need to deselect some courses, they can go ahead and do so with this minus sign. All right, so let's go ahead and click I'm all done. And this here is a complete replication of our degree work system. So all of the requirements that are in this audit are specific to the requirements that a student would also find in their degree works audit once they would become a PennWest student. So this almost even, in a sense, prepares your student for how their audit is going to look once they're a student with us. It's great because it introduces the program itself, so that gives them information pertaining to a degree in a Bachelor of Arts and the credits required. And then it starts off with the general education. If the student has general education courses that are going to be applicable towards their gen ed, it will simply state that. So for example, the college writing, it transfers in as our ENGL 1100. That course is tied to this GDAH attribute. So that's how it knows to go ahead and satisfy that requirement. Same for the psychology, GDSS, and then same for the chemistry, GDNS. And then from there, we can also find that the sociology course is going to apply towards their major. The students can download this PDF so that they can save it for future reference. If they want to go ahead and refresh, start over, they can go ahead and do so if they would like. They can go back to the transfer information and add additional courses if they would like. Let's say that they're kind of playing around with specific courses that they would like to take moving forward. They can do so. They can also apply for admission directly from DWTE, which would link them to the PennWest website. A couple things that I would like to add is that I have spoken with Elucian and have made a wish list that I'm hopeful in the future they can also take into account students that are transferring in with associate's degree. So any of these students that are coming in under the Board of Governors transfer policy, it would be able to speak to that. So I'm hoping that there's an algorithm established in the future so that they can see exactly how these courses are going to apply if they have that associate's degree and what they could take that's in addition to. Maria Lafredo is asking here, let me kind of go back. Will it show classes that won't apply to the degree? For example, if the student took a welding, yes. Yes. So Maria, if we go back to the class list, we'll go ahead and pick on you again. And I don't know your welding courses off the top of my head, so I'll just go ahead and put in welding. And let's say they took welding 1. Proceed. You'll then see that course over to the right. I accidentally, look at this. This is a good example. I accidentally listed that it was a quarter and it's a semester. So I was able to show you that edit feature. All right, I'm all done. So see how it notes here taken with too few units? Maria, I'm guessing that your welding course is a 4-credit course. Because of that, it's dropping it in these course equivalencies, but it's making a note that there's too few units. So that's probably a good example even for, let's say that your student took a chemistry course and they only listed that it was 3 credits and they would need the 4. So let's go ahead and change. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 4? Let's try that. All right, so here's the welding course, Maria. It's coming in as a transfer elective. The TREL stands for transfer elective, and it's just going to include it at the bottom under a free elective. Any questions, concerns? Let me throw my contact information in the chat. I think that this tool is going to be super useful to those of you that are just simply looking for an easy way to see, okay, yes, we are aware through PA Track and through other resources how the courses might transfer, but where are they going to apply? So I think you'll find that this is going to be a super useful tool to you all.
Haley, they can save if they create an account. Can they print this out for those who
Yes.
like paper?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So essentially, like they would download the PDF and then from there, they can either save it on their own end or they can go ahead and print it out, whichever they prefer.
Thank you. Does
Yep.
anyone have any other questions for Kaylee regarding our new service tool? I did plug into the chat the PennWest.edu/transfer. It is a new website, so we will be undergoing a little bit of edits, and we do value your opinion as users of this website. So please feel free to contact us. We'll be placing, you have Keely's email address in there. I will put in mine as well. So as you see things that you like a wish list or something that could be read easier, we would definitely value your input. So please don't hesitate to speak up. We have a couple more slides to go through before we get to our Q&A section. So we've already gone through the degree works. So applying for admission is as easy as it has always been. Students that can apply directly through us at pennwest.edu/apply or through the common application. We do have a transfer common application tool that students can utilize. They will have their official college transcripts submitted to admissions at pennwest.edu. For whatever reason, if you do need to mail in a transcript, even if it's for Edinboro and Clarion or Global Online, all of the processing takes place on the California campus. So we'll make sure everything is taken care of. We do work on a centralized processing. All of our admissions counselors, all of our processors work centrally. We're not siloed campuses. So we will make sure it is, presented to the, right campus. Required GPA for transfer students is a 2.0. Now, of course, that excludes nursing, has specific GPA requirements as mentioned earlier. We are on rolling admission. We do encourage for those of your students who may be graduating early with an associate's degree this winter, we can have them start for our spring semester. And so they can submit their applications now. We just always encourage and remind our students to submit those final final transcripts, especially if they are earning an associate's degree. They could take advantage of the reverse transfer program as well. So we always want to have the latest and, latest transcript from the students. Now that's not so much your problem. I'm sure you request that of them all the time. We're always nagging them to get those final transcripts into us. We want to make sure they're getting the biggest bang for their buck with their transfer. Tuition. So we're estimated average for in-state students at $11,000. We of course have our room and board. We do have a housing policy for transfer students, and I may have to call upon, I don't have it off of the top of my head, but we are linking that to our website, the housing policy, they do have to have a certain amount of credits under their belt before they can live off of campus unless they are commuting from a family member's home. Altogether, we're looking at about $24,600 for tuition fees, room and board. For out of state, we're looking at roughly $29,000. Kevin, do you have roughly an estimate for Global Online? It's based on credit.
Yeah, Global Online's pretty easy. It's $376.20 a credit for PA residents. So, and that is again another thing that sort of differentiates Global Online from being a brick and mortar campus student. The pricing is a little different. It is along the lines of being a commuter, just a little bit, maybe a little bit less expensive than that.
Great, thank you. Scholarships. We are happy that we are able to award our transfer students for their hard-earned work at the community colleges. So all new campus-based transfers with a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 to a 3.49 are awarded $1,500 a year, and these are renewable until they earn their degree. $2,000 a year until they earn their degree for 3.5 to 4.0. We do have for out of state and international. I know there were a couple out of state transfer counselors who registered. If you're on today, we do offer campus-based out of state and international transfer award, and that is $3,000 a year. This is in addition to the Premier Scholarship. And of course, there are some disclosures here. Reinhardt Villages is our Clarion, Vulcan Villages. We no longer have our Venango campus. Everything is housed on Clarion now. And then students are required to live on campus and have a meal plan to receive and maintain the housing scholarship. We also have an honors program that is open to our transfer students. Those students who qualify are in addition offered a one-time $1,000 a year or $1,000 scholarship. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Please feel free to, come off of your microphones or your video and ask us questions. Or if you would like, you can ask your questions in the chat. We are here to ask you any questions that you might have or answer your questions, excuse me. While you're thinking up your questions, if you have any, I wanted to alert you all of a few visit opportunities. I know that in regards to open houses, we do have a couple fall open houses that are not just first year, and I think a lot of transfer students may get pushed off from open houses, but these are all inclusive. We do invite transfer students to these events as well. Our first one is Saturday, October 26th. And if someone wants to write these in the chat while I put in the website, thank you, Casey. So October 26th, all three campuses are hosting an open house. We will have faculty, campus tours, admissions, financial aid, all of the bells and whistles for our students. And Clarion, Edinburgh, and California will be hosting one on the 26th. On November 9th, Clarion and Edinburgh will be hosting. And on November 16th, California will be hosting. So we were all offering to the semester. Up next, we have a Health Sciences Day. We're really excited to be partnering with our health sciences, our College of Health Sciences, and our faculty members. And again, this is open to our transfer students who are looking to go into health careers. We're even including programs like psychology and sociology, some more of those social science health fields. And that will be hosted on November 1st. And that can also be found at the PennWest.edu visit. We will have some hands-on learning and some experiential work being done that day. So that's really exciting if students know exactly what major they want to go into, or even if they're still in that explorative phase that they really want to get a little bit more in depth on their major. So again, that is on November 1st. Now for you specifically, we are excited to announce a couple of other opportunities for you to learn more about the PASHI system. On November 8th, we are hosting our biannual Counselor Information Day. And some of you may have attended these in the past. All 10 PASHI institutions will be coming to the California campus on November 8th. That is a Friday. We will provide you updates for each of the universities. We'll have a college fair set up so you can gather information. We'll have giveaways. We will have the president speaking again. We'll have a keynote speaker from the PASHI office, and we'll have optional campus tours for you. We will have breakfast and lunch. So it's really a great day. Invitations will be going out to you within the next week through your email to register. So we would love to have you for that, to learn more about the PASHI state system. Last up, our Western Pennsylvania Transfer Advisory Committee meeting is set for October 2nd. For those of you members of the WIPTAC, the Western Pennsylvania portion of the committee, we are hosting our first meeting in person at Cranberry Township. So we do have an office center at the Research Learning Annex in Cranberry Township. It's a great facility. We'll have some morning refreshments and lunch, of course. And it'll be a great opportunity for all of our community college partners to meet. We'll review the DWTE again. I know that Kristen, as chair, has sent out requests for agenda items. So it'd be great to see everyone in person. We're hoping the location is good for you all as well, a little bit more centrally located. So we're really excited about that. So more to come on all of those. Any questions that have come up? All right. Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us. We have recorded the session, so we'll pass it along to you. You can share it off with your coworkers who may not have been able to make it today. Use it as reference. I'm going to put in my email address. Again, if you're seeing anything on the website that you would like added, or, hey, this doesn't make much sense. We're all learning in progress here. So we want to make sure we are servicing you as best as possible. I obviously cannot write and type at the same time. Amanda Miller. Okay, so that is my email address. All right, team, can you think of anything else we might want to add? Thanks, Sabrina. I appreciate the notification, the positive remark there. Thank you. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful Thursday. Enjoy the weather out there. And please be in touch as we are around. Finish up. I might go get another cup of coffee. Who knows? But we all wish you well. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Nice job, guys.